can we get some claps in chat? We are in, and into the Syndicate faction mirror we go. Tributes, good cards versus mid-range cards versus the bounty list. So wake up everyone, I know that we are starting quite abruptly since, well, I just returned from work, but wakey, and let's see the resolution of Group B. Madame in hand, quite nice for Entropy. Has Tiger's Eye to start tinning. I don't see breaks in terms of the Peaches and Seductress, but for now decides to go in cheaply with bronzes. Firesworn bronze package is quite good, but we see that Press F, who is the Gussssta, is not here to see the religion spread, and he drills the first Firesworn unit of the board with the tunnel drill. Hello, Saba. Welcome, welcome. Всем привет. Турнир. Сегодня только одна серия. По результатам ее одна из команд проходит... нет, подожди. По результатам, если победит Великобритания, они проходят. Если победит Бразилия, то им переигровка нужна будет. So yeah, the result of the group is that China is through, and if Brazil wins, they go into the tiebreaker with UK. If UK wins, they are through. So Entropy is very interested in winning this one. But yeah, for now we see that he decided to preserve the Madame. I haven't played much of the books, and this build especially I'm not familiar with, but maybe he thinks that against bounty he can like preserve the good cards for the next round. There is of course a brick alert. He has sewer raiders if he's not in them here, and then the Madame, but yeah, at least that is out. But yeah, you only have one slice Seductress, so your mulligans are not that free. So, no answer to this drill means that the Ignatius is slowly growing from the bounties, and looking at Press F's hand, we see the disturbing lack of Golden Necker, both artifacts in hand, so the hideout will be a mulligan, but yeah, you need to find it. I've passed so many games in the past 6 months where the Golden Necker was missing from the bounty player's hand. But so far so good. Your spender is sticking and you are threatening the win on even.
How about this one?
No. Entropy could have played bounty of his own, but that gives him nothing, so instead we just see the Shady Vendor into a shakedown. Five-point creates here. Nothing to write home about, of course. But you are not over profiting and playing from the crime. You can spend once again. even see some extra spends here. So the last bronze left here, but it cannot die without blood money leader being used. I'm not sure how Presef is feeling about playing Conjurer Scandal from hand in round 1, missing out on it in round 3, and Salamander Hideout would have been nice to drop, but that means that your Golden Necker should be playing Conjurer Scandal. As there are limited amounts of locations artifacts. So for now we see morale being committed, nothing great Entropy can do about it. Gregory in its first form, boosting self for units controlled and gains coins. So we are witnessing the win on even here from Team Brazil, from Gussssta. Entropy decided to preserve Marquis. Let's see how good is it as a tool to avoid being bled completely, and 2-out as well, but his hand is at the moment too golden for that to happen. So yeah, as I mentioned, Hideout goes back into the deck. Still no Golden Necker here for Presef, but so far we see the development of carryover for round 3. I guess Court Executioner are the cards that you can throw, but I can start with the Menge as well. As I mentioned, yeah, not much in terms of control in Entropy's list here. Heatwave is there, some damage from Salamage and potentially Plunder, but realistically speaking, he just expects to travel to round 3, preserving some of his golds. I'm afraid hero passing at 4 cards in your opponent's hand is a bit premature. Hey Olerio, hello everyone joining. This is game 1, so you guys missed nothing. So look at those bounties being collected. Of course, Entropy after playing Madame is still ahead. You are rooting for more tiebreakers, I see, Lero. Okay, Royal Decree for bronze is always showing to your opponent. That your hand is pretty stacked. Like, if you don't have, say, Jacques, you probably are not wasting Royal Decree. Although maybe you are. But yeah, that's a show. So there is a blood money leader potential. And we see it clicked. So Presef is not just trading his bronzes and cheaper golds for the good stuff. Actually throws away the leader as well. He is serious about this. I don't see how he manages to get that card advantage for round 3, but the trades are pretty favorable for him. No, that leader would have been probably better later on. Gets Jack out. I suppose that's something. How do you guys feel about the trade? Especially later on into the round. So Saint Gregory is now a damage tool if necessary. Round is quite short, so I'm not sure how many units will there be for him to damage and to boost. The classic Sirinova in round 3, and we are seeing Golden Acre in deck. This is the story of every bounty player in the tournament that I've been casting, starting with winner takes all. Like Jamie was famous for that. We do see Entropy play Amelfart into Disciple to get more units on the board. He has Commander's Horn. Also missing is Break Show Royal Decree. Would have been nice killing things off, although the coin purse is not that stacked.
Have you made your offering?
So taking the Inquisitor out of the graveyard is nice because he still has its timer. More tiebreakers, more YouTube content. Hi, Jason. So yeah, round 4 carryover established. Sadly, Candle is not traveling there.
Remove his cowl, then his ears.
Can't really get more golds on the board to get a more favorable Commander's Horn, can ya? You can with Saint Gregory, but would ya? So we do get a Spoon from Inquisitor. We do get a decent board setup here, or at least one row almost failed, so can complain about that in what, 5-6 card round instead of a 10 card round. Amelfart done a pretty darn good job here. Also, if you want to subscribe, but this thing can go from the screen. And I guess we can also move the player names a little. Why is it so bad? I don't like it.
The job's a job.
This way. It's triggering. Okay, so Presef has some coins, has an 18-point play, but the point gap is quite large here, so
Eternal fire, cleanse me of villainy.
boom, 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 boom.
By denying penance, you
Justicar disappears, a Zealot appears in its place, no Golden Necker surprise as a finisher from Presef, so the leader is sadly small. It's a 14-point game, but Freak Show and Golden Necker. So press F, Gussssta is on blue this time around, place Golden Necker decks, and wait, am I? Yeah, I missed the Golden Necker. I was thinking that I'm tripping, but if I'm tripping here, what does the Entropy do with his Skellige list? I'm not certain. You can look at his hand. Raids, more raids, tier, more raids, soul for point slam, all the familiar cards. But I'll show you this one simple trick of clicking with right mouse on his deck, and you start seeing heat waves. You start see epidemics, you see Vigor's muzzle. So, yeah. There is a cat in the back, and it's getting out later on. Sadly, muzzle is not a raid card. Would have been nice Vabjorn at some point. And surprisingly, with playing those stall units of tier Arniolf, there is no trees in that deck. So it's still relying mostly on the raids. Even plays the Highland Warlords.
One of us or not.
Здорово, путник. Вторая игра. До 3 побед играется, как обычно, в принципе. So, raids getting buffed, board setup is starting, so we've seen Reaver, Scout, but no muzzle. I think you slam muzzle if you have, even if you don't have soldiers of your own, because the Reaver Scout is searching for allied bronze soldiers. But not yet, not yet. So Entropy might be just playing for carry over here and then try to control, because at the moment, yeah, he's not in rush to kill them and instead opts for the second Warlord. But sometimes you think that players are giving up on round, and then they surprise you with the catch-up mechanic of Patricidal Fury plus Soul Commitment. So we'll see, we'll see. I would not climb anything. And we see that the first kind of good raid card is going out here, dealing with one of the River Hunters. How are you multiplying River Hunters?
I told you so, you idiot.
Well, you can play reinforcement, commit 1 leader charge, and create more of them. Do we? Yeah, we don't see another leader charge. Would have been a little bit overcommitting with that one, but yeah, takes a risk of River Hunter dying. Then there will be only 2 of them. Of course, there is a wagon as well. If you haven't seen the Reavers too much, then yeah, wagon is the card recently found a new home. Well, recently. It's been like months and months of Gwentfinity by now, so nothing is recent in Gwent. But yeah, it hides a River Hunter's pack inside of self and is resilient. Muta generator is sometimes quite low tempo, plus if you get some card chains, River Scouts, copying stuff in round 3, Muta generator is pretty decent in the later round as well. You don't need the carry over that much at times. Plus it's 0 tempo, and if Entropy decided to start killing everything, then you might have been in a peculiar situation. There is flotsam, so that's not the only artifact, and I'm pretty certain occasionally a river hunter players are playing mutagenerator early, but we've seen that, for example, on Karim's streams. He also keeps mutagenerator for later. But yeah, all that removal is not putting any points on your side of the board, which means that with that 20-point gap, Entropy actually, as I mentioned to you, has to slam the leader and so takes control of the round, but that's not a cheap one. And now he'll need to just either kill the river hunters. He already destroyed the wagon, so the access for infinite amount of river hunters is impossible. And in case of royal guards, yeah, there is one river scout, so you'd want to take care of that as well. Hey, you're wholesome. Yeah.
I studied medicine, not literature.
Pretty decent
I
deck,
stopped
winning
believing in fairy
masters
tales long ago.
before still being played. Although probably on ladder not the best NR deck in existence. Yeah. There is Matol. I didn't mention that. Oh, I did mention that there is no Harald, but War of Clans is also a devotion card. So if you don't get your death blow, your ability is not triggering. But both warlords were found, so surely that's enough to get a death blow, especially against Reavers.
I hope we can trust you.
Finally, there was an opportunity to play a Purify in Skellige, a non-Grimace Purify, and purify the tier. But no, there is only Squirrel and no Peller in this deck.
For young is the night.
I'll smash your mug! Shut the fight, you bastard!
So yeah, once again, the mutagenerator is not really an exciting play to start with. As the question was, the intent is to play it in a longish round. The problem is you're being pushed here, so we just seen that bronze is a priority over the mutagenerator, so would be a problem if opponent goes all in here for press F. And so far, nothing important has a chance to stick. Golden Necker has Flotsam, has casting contest and whatever. I don't think we've seen the card order. And yeah, we see the Golden Necker fly, of course, with no good target to refresh. Has to be used somewhere, so the Zeal condition is met now on that reinforced ballista. That mutagenerator is a 0-point play, and he tries to avoid playing it most likely, and by how it's going, it might be mulliganed in round 3. The problem is getting to round 3.
Don't recognize your old mates.
I don't think it was playing for too many points.
It's the Gwentfinity Reavers honor that's at stake here. This is no time to win.
But yeah. The grid is here, so when you see that your opponent is not stopping, probably at one point you have to accept it and play it before the golden necker at the very least. Like, I understand trying to play it or to try and get by playing Lyrian Arbalist, but now after golden necker you lost a couple. So he's pretending that there is no muta generator, but that once again raises a question for Entropy, like, did you just play golden necker with a chance of hitting muta generator? That loses quite a few points in the round as well. Yeah, this is non-devotion, muzzle playing warriors that we are witnessing here, and the Tris meteor shower is not there as well. Okay, so we do get the Idaran, we do get the last leader charge. We do get the last leader charge on the river hunters, and there is the flotsam order as well.
With a Kungfoorabbit Reavers.
So while haters hate, no. While haters hate, greed continues, and okay, that was a nice call from press. Was it? I'm not sure. Like, what is the flotsam order on now? Nothing much. So you could have created another river hunter. Like, sure, you are losing the Idaran. Would Entropy pass is another question. Okay, now the real question is, wasn't this a muta generator turn? To just throw it away, like, sure, you can mulligan it. No muzzle for Entropy. King Bran would have played for 9, potentially a couple more points. And there are no raids in the deck, so Bjorn is no go. Yeah, then that's the decision you have to make. Can you transfer it into a later round and get anything, or do you want to play it for 0 tempo and risk losing cards, etc, etc? So the call been made, but yeah, I think it might be deemed a little bit too greedy. Also, yeah, there is a Vernon Rush. 10 provisions, 9 provisions, non-neutral card. Epidemic, Squirrel are quite bad. But Wabjorn is dead, and Brockford Warrior, I suppose, is decent. But let's see if Entropy is an entertainer. No, he's... Imagine being a streamer and going for more reliable line This is a 5p card, so yeah, the epidemic would not be too grand of a hit there. We do see a kill on the invader, which puts her back into the deck. Oh, into the play from the War of Clans. Yeah, not into the deck, but you get my meaning. And she is a little bit better. Than the proper warrior there. And in the end, the mutant generator is the only card available for round 4 draw, but Gwent is the game of 3 rounds and Entropy is taking a win here. So you have a chance to watch me and Lemon cast Nequist versus Sandvanter, Maemon versus Lerio, and then the final for Gwent Open number 1 and for some prize money as well. So you can also contribute to the Gwent World Cup prize pool. You see the nice things, you see the nice games. You can do a little bit of crowdfunding. So starting March 18th, we'll have the tiebreakers for the teams concerned. At the moment it's Poland, citizens of Russia and Ukraine. Okay, so Vampires versus Bounty. Both players are missing Golden Necker for now, which is quite an important card. Entropy found Operator and Fledder as well, and we see him keeping the Necromancer Stone. This is the only artifact in the deck. You can put it at the bottom of yours with Curse Scroll, which is guaranteeing that you not break your Golden Necker on the artifacts anymore. We see the blue coin having the advantage in the Golden Necker mirror, so to say, of actually getting it guaranteed. That's what you want to see in Gwent, right? The guaranteed draws. Nothing else entertains you. So Fledder is not being protected by Defender here. Can be poisoned and there is no access for Defender. We also see second Fledder to come in. The deck is running double Incubus. Not sure how important that is in the overall picture, since there is only one Fledder for your opponent, but you can do that in round 2 and then round 3. Also difference, Witch Apprentice is starting early this time, and yeah, we see Presef just pressing spacebar, getting out of the round, so it goes quite different compared to the game number 1 that, or game number 3 that we are replaying now due to the disconnect. So Necromancer Stone at the bottom. Last Wish is the only special. Don't think Royal Decree is getting mulliganed, especially with the ability to go for either Fledder or Cave Troll, and you know what Fledders are good at, right? Overwhelming your opponent's ability to answer multiple troll targets, but if there is a deck that can handle them, Blood Money with poisons and with the damage spender. So let's see. Yeah, Entropy is showing that he's not probably playing this round, bleeding the whaled unit. So Gussssta might feel some relief since Golden Necker was not found. Can build up, like, it would have been nice to have Candle here to build up some carryover.
The job's a job.
I don't think you can spare Kurt here to collect that bounty. So, yeah, not perfect. Doesn't feel like he needs 2 executioners. If you're not setting it for Riptide. Kill. And if you can avoid it getting locked, you should be fine. Okay, things are getting malignant. I got concerned for a second, but we are fine. So many Keker decks, nothing wrong with a little bit of Kekering. It still plays like a vampire deck and not some mid-rangey, like completely mid-rangey stuff. So, yeah. Just accept it as one of the ways to build your deck, and I kinda don't see big problem with it. If every deck in the tournament would have been Golden Necker deck, then yeah, but we've seen a few, quite a few that are not. So, immunity is not guaranteed for Gillard, getting insta-killed here, but that's one of the 2 control tools the vampires have. We've also seen what Dorgrim getting Malignant, right? So this is the cave troll's time to shine, protecting or preventing the bounty collection. There is Kurt. So there is a little bit of purify work going on, purifying from Kurt if you wish, purify from Queen of the Night. Although, if you're not answering Caleb Menge, it just costs your opponent 3 coins, so you might be better off just keeping purify for the poison.
You're one sexy witch and I'm here to please.
I guess you have to take the Protofladder. Unless... But yeah, you have the duplicates anyway. There was actually nothing, like... Could have hoped for the hit on Dorigari though. But there is another Purify from the hideout. Bounties being collected, units being killed. At the same time, yeah, let's see if Bounty can do that without the Golden Necker and Candle spending. Okay, unless all your spenders bleed out, you are fine. With spending on the Freak Show. Freak Show has limited lifespan. If you feel like you need to extend it, of course you can go for the Bleed Purifier from Hideout, but he will be just bleeding next turn anyway, so... And you are better off relying on the failed experiment poisons. All the threats are jumping in the amount of 2 per turn. Ladders, now Witch Apprentices. Poisoning bounted unit doesn't feel too great in terms of double dipping on the Queen of the Night value here.
Be not afraid.
Yeah.
This will only hurt.
So that happens, but no more purifies, and there are still poisons, so that ladder is dying anyway.
In my trade, I am a great artist.
Freak Show gets the bleed in, so this is the last turn you can spend with it unless you're saving it. Not sure Purify makes sense in this situation, although you don't need the Abomination anymore. So
Not mine, I swear. Got no idea
we
how
do
it
see,
got there.
but instead of Freak Show, Caleb, who is synergizing of course with the Executioner, and you only need to spend well, at the moment you cannot really spend properly anyway, so Freak Show won't be capitalizing on that bounty.
Children.
Executioner will be Vampire's points though. While I'm commentating what's happening, you do see the point gap
Oh, plates for the best buyers.
building up. So 1 damage, 5 points. You can still collect the Ekimara, but sadly Ignatius is capped, so you cannot grow him infinitely. Beautiful synergy between the Blitz and Leather, but it's only 1 per turn. And press F only has 18 plus a point from leader. So yeah, we've seen Fladders killed, we've seen other engines killed, but it doesn't matter if you cannot answer Necromancer's Stone. This is a scary, scary card. So GG's to Entropy, allowing the replay and getting a clean trio anyway. And congrats to Team UK, represented by Entropy, Jason and Full Tilt, who replaced yeah, we're getting wine, but that's not for us. We replaced Puzzle at the moment. Hopefully Puzzle finds his way back to Gwent at one moment. But yeah, congrats to UK qualifying from their group with Team China. Brazil and France should be out if I'm not mistaken, so that's not the end of the Gwent World Cup though. It's done for today, but we have to resolve the other group with the 3 teams at 5 points. So citizens of Russia, Ukraine and Poland will be playing starting with March 18th. Even a bit too early for my liking, as I was setting up on the go. But yeah, great players. 2 Masters finalists